Good morning, students. Welcome back. And we have almost completed the two exercise of lesson number 6, lines and angles. So today we'll grown up with the new exercise, that is 6.3. And here in this exercise, again, we're going to find out the different angles in the given questions, and we'll use all kind of properties related to angles like linear pair, vertically opposite angles, alternate interior angles, and so on. So without wasting time, let's start with the exercise. Let me share the screen for the scene. And here is the first question. Let me take the pen, change the color. In the given figure, QP and RQ of a triangle PQR are produced to point S and T respectively. SRP is 135 degree and PQT is 110 degree. Find TRQ. So here in the given figure, the angles are given what are mentioned in the question. We need to find out the angle PRQ. For this, we have here is the question mark. So what I will express as, will not go through the solution what is obtained on the screen, and let's see. We use the linear pair for the line TR, and here this we will consider it as a transversal. So if I look after this angle and this inside angle, and we look at this, we forms like a semicircle. And as I said, whenever a angle form over a straight line, it gives 180 degree, or else we can use the linear pair. So we'll add 110 degree plus this inside angle, I'll name it as PQR. So 110 degree, that is TQR, sorry, TQP plus PQR. Together it gives 180 degree. Out of these two angles, one angle TQP is given 110 degree. We need to find out the PQR now. Angle PQR equals to 180 degree. Bring your 110 to next hand side in order to get the PQR. That is 180 minus 110. That gives you 70 degree. I hope you understood this. So this angle we obtain 70 degree. Now again the same way we'll go with the straight line SP, and we'll consider this one as transversal. So if I'll make like this, again it gives the 180 degree as we did it here. Angle SPR plus PRPQ RPQ. If we use these two angles, it gives you 180 because of linear pair. It forms a semicircle over a straight line, where SPR is having 135 degree. So we can easily find out RPQ is equals to 180. Therefore, RPQ is equals to 180 minus 135. So we get here something 45 degree. So now we have two of the angle 45 and 70 degree, and we want to find out the angle R. So finally we will use the angle sum property for the triangle. Let me change the color. Triangle P, Q and R. This is the triangle. We know this angle is 45. We know this angle is 70. We can use angle sum property for this triangle in order to find out the angle R. So what we will do, We'll add 45 and 75 together and make the sum of this. We'll subtract from 180. You will get the remaining angle, that is R. So here is PQR, angle P plus angle Q plus angle R equals to 180. QPR and PQR we have 70 and 45. If we make the addition of these two, it gives you 115. Bring this 115 to next hand side, you will get angle R is equal to 65 degree. I hope you understood this. Let me go to the next question. And before that, I have to erase all this. I'm giving you a few seconds. You can go through this and I'll recall this again once very fast. We'll use the linear pair for finding two interior angles of a triangle, that is P and Q. Once we obtain this, we'll use the angle sum property for the whole triangle PQR in order to find out the angle R. So adding of these two angles 70 and 45, that what we obtain from linear pair, that has to be subtract from 180 in order to get the angle R 65 degree. So I'm erasing this one and let's go to the next question. Number 2. Here I'll explain first of all what is the question. This is a triangle XYZ and two of the angle is given, angle X 62 degree and angle Y 54 degree. Apart from that, they have said that the OY is the bisector of angle Y and OZ is the bisector of angle Z. The meaning of bisector means two equally half. Bi means two, sector I'll consider it as section. So bi means two section, and that to be equal. So 54. So we'll divide 54 in two parts in order to get us this angle as well as the above one. Similarly here, this one and this one. So apart from this, they said us to find out the angle O of OYZ. Before we proceed to find out the angle O, what will we do? First of all, we will find out the angle Z. And how we can do this? We'll take the entire triangle XYZ. In that we will use the angle sum property. So angle X plus angle Y plus angle Z will give you what? 180 degree. It is 62 plus 54 plus angle Z is equals to 180. And if you make the addition of these two, 62 plus 54 will give you 116 degree plus angle Z is equals to 180. So angle Z will be what? 180 minus 116. So you will get here 64 degree. This been explained here, 64 degree. So now we obtain Z and we also have what? Angle Y, that is equals to 54 degree, and angle Z equals to what? 64 degree. Now as it is said, Y, O, and Z are the bisectors of angle XYZ and ZXY respectively. We can write OYZ means only this part. Let me change the color. Only this part. OYZ is half of complete XYZ. It is mentioned here. Similarly, OZY is half of complete XZY is also mentioned here. Just we'll keep the value half of 54, half of 64. We'll give you 27 and 32. So now we have this angle as 54, this angle as 32. Now we'll go with the angle sum property of a triangle OYZ, and that is being done here. OZY plus OYZ plus OY, that is we need to find out. The angle of the first two, OYZ and OZY, we have 27 and 32 degree. Add these two, will get 59 degree. If you bring 59 to next 10 side, it will get subtracted from 180, will remain with the 120 degree, sorry, 121 degree for the angle O. I hope you students are understanding. So basically what we did, we initially took the whole triangle and we found the angle Z by using the angle sum property of a triangle XYZ. Once we obtain angle Z, then we had with us angle Y from the question. And since the word they use, the bisector, we can divide this whole angle Y and whole angle Z into two equal parts. That gives you 27 degree and 32 degree. And now these two angles, that is 27 and 32, both are the parts of the angle OYZ triangle. Therefore, again, we will use the angle sum property for the same, and we will be able to find out the angle O, that is 121 degree. I hope you understood. Thank you for the question number 2. And let me erase everything and go back to the, not back, we'll proceed with the question number 3. Let me annotate the pen. Here in question number 3, in a given figure, they say these two are the parallel lines. Let me change the color. And they said us to find out the angle C, for which two of the angle is given to us, that is angle A and angle D, that is 35 and 53 degree. So without wasting time, I'll directly come to the concept of alternate interior angle, because these two lines, they have said parallel, and we'll consider AE as transversal, so it's forming Z. I'll take another color to express it Z. This way it forming Z. So here is 35. So ultimately this angle will also be 35 degree. That is angle E. Now since we want to find out the angle C, we'll take the triangle C, D and E and we'll use the angle sum property. For that we will add 53 degree and 35 degree together and subtract the sum from 180 to get the angle C. For that they have did the same here, 35 degree plus 53 degree plus CDE equals to 180. The summation of 35 and 53 is 88 degree plus CDE equals to 180 degree. Angle DC equals to 180 minus 88 will give you finally 92 degree, which is angle C. I hope it has been understood from your side. And this is enough 3 questions for the day. And with the last next video, I'll finish the whole chapter and then we'll go with the new chapter, that is Heron's formula. Thank you, students.